forgot to put the link out. Not that it really matters. So showing Twitter. Jeez. Soon that'll be at 0. You never know. And then it'll go up eventually when people. I'm not gonna go into that. Right now it's just yeah. Not quite getting it over there apparently. So anyway. Yeah, some are addicted to conspiracy stuff and all that, which is fine. That does exist for sure. Yeah, the Illuminati stuff for sure. But, it's like you get the Diet Coke version, of course. But then the podcast kind of oversell it, like it's like some kind of, I don't know, there's different levels of everything, right? But yeah, if I type in the Illuminati energy anyway, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go into any. I mean, get their perspective of, how screwed we are here. Anything to save you or political savior is going to help you. Well, more power to you on that one. Yeah. As the delusion continues. I guess they don't realize what world they're on. Yeah, it's like they're honestly going to let you. Well, you can win. You just got to win in a different way. Having a political savior isn't how you win this. But you can think that's how. Yeah, it's really messed up. There's so much political savior energy out there. It's freaking ridiculous. It's just. Yeah, and if you say anything like that, obvious, it's not that very popular. And maybe after election, some need to like check themselves. I'm not. Yeah, who knows? It's like, did you fall for all that political savior stuff? There's a lot that have fallen for it. There's like half the internet, or maybe more. So, yeah. It's tough out there, man. It's really tough. And especially, these political, it's doomsday if Trump doesn't win and all that. What the fuck is that? So, yeah, so if he doesn't win, it feels like it's going to be World War III, at least on the social media front. Yeah, and there's also that, the Alan, what his name is, that he does the predictions every year, and he's been right for the most part, and he says Kamala is going to win for whatever reason. Either he's a political insider, or he just, he has all these, this list of things you have to go by, but I think he just makes it all up. I think part of it, I think he just taps into it. And the other part, he is a university teacher, so there's that. So, of course, if I put in the title, this is the war room, the political war room, I'll get all kinds of attention. Jeez. What's wrong with this world, man? Yeah, it's messed up. But yeah, it's I don't know if I wouldn't think he would win. Yeah, it is weird, really weird. They're not going after him right now. At least talking about throwing Trump in jail and all that. That's kind of weird. It is kind of quiet out there when you think about it. So, not that anyone's paying attention. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. As my Twitter dies, because you're not on the political, conspiracy death trap. We're supposed to be upgrading ourselves, remember, but many are not not there yet, or say they think they are, but if you have all the political drama and all that, it's not how you upgrade. Well, you're supposed to get to a level where all this trickery doesn't work anymore. It just sort of just falls apart. Yeah. Where they, well, the idea is to put the energy out there where, yeah, all these Orion beings and all that can't fool a world like this. Obviously, it's not there. It's like you're supposed to be like energetically bulletproof, technically. Like all these tricksters cannot win here. You cannot be conned. We don't have that here. This world is just, well, it thinks it's smarter than it is, but whatever, right? Sure. So yeah. So the Trump energy, so many are, I just bring it up is because of, it's been kind of quiet, energetic. Yeah, it's been just kind of weird. So not to go into that channeling energy because I don't care, because it doesn't mean anything. And we'll survive no matter what. If you like, well, hopefully many do just upgrade from all this. Some will, most won't. Most are just going to be mad at everyone and know everything and say the hurricane was a category 1 and so on. So probably on that advantage, just so on, just downplaying everything. Well, at least in a delusional sense of downplaying everything, so it's weird. Of course they know everything, so especially all about the aliens. We know all about the aliens and all that, like anybody cares. It doesn't help us here. I mean, the world's still a nightmare, depending on who you are or where you are. Unless you're a spiritual yuppie, which is a lot of that going on. Delusion. Oh, delusion is great, man. That's freaking the best freaking stuff out there. It's like mental safety. It's like a mental safety net. Everybody can be beautiful and great. Priscilla's here, thinking about crazy. She's here on the sidelines. It's funny how she's awake here. While the other one's just sound asleep. As usual. So I'm going to try to comment private sessions. Schedule it. Shop here. I'm just getting help here. All right, so the political energy, or the so political, who cares? Yeah, it's doomsday, and just humanity's being taken for a ride as usual. So more power to you on that. So the Orion energies that's connected to the galactic Nazis, you can say, are infiltrating. Was it Egypt? It goes Sirius. Well, they find vulnerabilities, weaknesses, and like a world like this, it goes back to Atlantean times, of just. There's some good Atlanteans and some bad Atlanteans, and the bad ones are the good ones are naive and didn't see what was going on, and the bad ones are, they're reason why I think, I feel like they kind of morph themselves. They change their appearance and things like that. Yeah, shapeshift to, oh, interesting. I've never seen. I don't get a whole lot on Atlantis. I don't think about it either, but that's the best thing. So it's like, at least the vibe I'm getting is like, so they have like these Atlantean priests. Let's just use it, wearing the hoods or whatever they were wearing back then. and they're already kind of on the dark side, but they can, from gathering, they can shape shift and create a villain, or get. I feel like some of them are the villain to come cause more trouble, and then to vanish, and then they're like, and then they show up as a priest again, and just say we need to do this or that because of who just showed up. I just get that vibe from that. That's different. That came out like nowhere. It's probably some kind of cartoon somewhere. So, yeah. I think half our government is not our government. Also, like it's alien or some kind of galactic, infiltration on so many different levels. So, not that I connect to it very often, but I'm just feeling it more recently. Like I said, not that it matters. But it's up to the people here to shift their frequency. Of course, they're not there yet. Some are, very few. But of course, it's all about age too. It's just as long why you're here. Like you get older, you get wiser, energetically. Unless you're just completely taken over, which there's a lot of that here. Well, they know everything, but they're also manipulated on so many different levels. Not to mention names. And some, or you have your spiritual teenagers that are here that supposedly know everything, but they're kind of showing how teenagers they're like. Especially when you have a conference and you call it a secret space program, it's like, how does that work exactly? First of all, if it's secret, how does that work if it's a conference of it? Whatever. It's not that secret. It's like the unsecret secret space program. And if it's so secretive, you wouldn't have a conference, first off. If those are real secrets, you have like the Diet Coke version of secrets. So, it's been declassified, whatever. It's like, okay, whatever. Makes you feel better. It's edgy, I guess, right? On a vanilla way. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, whatever, going to that. Going to the Orion energies that are, just, like I say, energetically. And now you can say this, but do you get to that level? Some are at that level. Like I say, very few. This cat's too much. You can say that you're super like Einstein, but yeah, whatever. I think someone knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, energetically, the idea is to see beyond the veil on a mature level. Let's put it that way. You're not pulling all this political nonsense. Oh yeah, that was it. So yeah, I feel like on a spiritual level, like A student, A plus student, it's not what it's cracked up to be, because making your work here physically is like impossible. Because so many are on a self-destructive path. That's part of the learning process. You're not into that. I'd say you're perfect, but you're not into destroying yourself, as many are. Of course, I deny it, but that's how you learn. Get into situations. Well, the idea is to get yourself in a situation that really sucks, but can you pull yourself out of it? And this is a lot. So if you can pull yourself out of it, you're not perfect, just wherever you can. That's huge, really, actually. If you just sit there and be a victim forever, do what you gotta do, right? But if you can make 100, mistakes, like really throw your whole life in the gutter, and then find somehow let go of the ego, let go of the pittiness, let go of the victim, and pull yourself out of that, and just let the past go and just keep moving forward. That is a miracle, but that's a big deal. If you're just sitting there bitter and all of that forever, if you have it to do it, you gotta do it. But eventually, if you do pull yourself out of the dark abyss. That is huge. It really is. That's how you upgrade yourself. That's how you take your whole life, throw it in the garbage, and pull yourself out. Doesn't have to happen overnight. It can be years, it can be 10, 20 years. But that is still, that's, yeah, because that's where, you might be mad at spirit world and all that. But when you're just, like, you're climbing a mountain, it's like, man, this mountain sucks. But you keep doing it. And that's good. Because then you're achieving, this is how you know, redemption, or that's, so, it's, and that's why you do the spiritual work here to, yeah, you might not like that. Yeah, as you're climbing your soul mountain, and you see the spirit world and see how screwed up it's like, wow, you guys got problems. It's like, you start seeing things, right? You start picking up on things that you didn't see before. It's like, wow, I thought the spirit world was going to be, wow, you guys are, they're really fucked up over there. And, yeah, because, like, they're okay over there, sort of. Then they come here, and they're like, damn. All messed up. And that doesn't mean they know how to redeem themselves. That isn't. They're just. Yeah, because you can do really good in the spirit realm. Like, here answer this. I know everything. Da 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 da. And then they incarnate on Earth, and now they're a drug addict on the street, and they're just. They might have all these philosophical ideas, but they can't save themselves for anything. You'd be surprised how common that is. It's tough. And you have to get over ego and just, evolve. Whatever. Or, what comes to mind on that, like, some that, like there might be like let's put it this way, like a university teacher, and then gets addicted to drugs or whatever, lives on the street, and the ego is just not letting that, from what I'm gathering, for some, that's just one perspective, but it just won't let themselves evolve out of that. Like, why should I have to pay for this? Why should I do that? Why should I be part of the money system? Okay, sure, just go enjoy that, eating out of the garbage or whatever. Do what you gotta do, right? But you can't evolve out of that if you want, and not say everybody can. Some of them just have to do what they gotta do there. But anyway, all right, so move on from that. Priscilla's here. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Just that's a drug addict. It's a treat drug addict. So, all right, we're going to Orion Energies and get their point of view, and that's a wrap. Okay, blessings. Greens you the Orions from a neutral perspective. Yes, there are some Orion beings that, yes, that have advanced themselves spiritually and feel, yes, they can, just like you see, I have a cartoon, a kid's cartoon, where they have all this power and they can manipulate your reality. It's like a magician and get away with it. And there's a lot of that happening here, as some of you notice. And of course, you're not seeing it clear because the frequencies here, so many souls are going through many energetic lost, they're like lost in a jungle, basically, of existence. Like this, it's a soul abyss of what to do with themselves. Like, there's all these different agendas, all these different beings pulling them from all different directions. And of course, you can't see it, but that's the idea. Well, see, so why does a world like this exist? Well, they say it's to help you become, on a spirit, like in the non-physical realms, you might be able to advance yourself spiritually there. You could say it's a little bit easier there. So, okay, incarnated as a physical being, and then you there to, to improve on your spirituality here. Not as easy as it sounds. Yes, you incarnate as a cat, you incarnate as a dog, incarnate as a human. That's been so, as you take different levels of it, and then you go to the toughest test, the earth human, that finds every way it can not to evolve, to blame others for its mistakes, to be lazy, to the dark ones incarnate here and they're pretty much gods here. They get away with everything. And it's true. Some of them are janitors, some of them are small business owners. Yeah, it's like they want to keep the pool as polluted as possible. So those that have a little bit of a know can come here and kind of be like a miniature god, you could say. Get things whatever they want, why people run around all confused, step on everyone, be kind of like the 1%, even if you know, they're not really, I mean, in their minds they are, but they're not, let's say they're wealthy, but it's just, even, so yes, homeless people do that too. They're kind of like the 1% of homelessness, and they make everybody else feels like crap. There's a lot of philosophers in your homeless communities. What helps one figure themselves out, like it's kind of to a philosophical side of themselves. It's one way of going really within one's self-preservation. Without having to, well, you're still on the survival mode, you're just not on, the more economic version of it. The economic survival side of things, yeah, it does feel, some of you probably feel like you're pins at a bowling alley, but and someone's throwing the ball at you. It's like rolling this ball towards you, and there's nothing you can do. It's like you're just stuck there. But that's also part of the soul test here. Now, for what reason? There's many different reasons for that. Well, see if you can find your way out of it. The idea is to really get to the goal that you're looking for, and everyone's different. So internally, yes, can you figure yourself out of this maze? You can have the ego all day long, but is that stopping you? Heal the ego, stop, yes, those that like to judge. Well, sometimes it makes you feel, well, observing is one thing, and criticizing is one, well, criticizing, but not in a negative way, just like, if I was in that situation, I would do this, but either way. But sometimes constructive criticism can actually mentally connect to certain, and you don't have to have a conversation at all. You don't have to any physical connection. They can feel the vibe from it. Of course, energetically, it might like screw off. You never know. And then a lot of this that you're feeding into this reality is to energetically say, yeah, you can move to a different level, but right now many are not quite there. Yes, rejecting all this presidential energies, because that's all trickster frequency anyway. But that is one, to keep those, I mean, there's different agendas there, but yes, you can move above it. Yes, you're still under the experience of it, but you don't have to let it affect you mentally, as many have. And some of it they made it to a lifestyle of making it part of their lives, but they're learning from it. And learning from, it helps one figure out one's individuality. But sometimes you have to follow the crowd to get there. Nothing wrong with that. It just, can dust yourself off and where you want to go when you do figure out who you are. Yeah, the idea also to figure out one's identity here, or identities, because you have different sides of yourself too. You're going to let one side of you, yes, the victim side, stop you from being, to progress. Because what is here, yes, is very, alien. And the beings that are causing these troubles here, just feel, yes, even the darkest beings, if you get around their tests, they are impressed. If you pass their test, they're like, wow, you just, even if they do get mad at you and energetically attack you, you are getting somewhere. If you feel like you are. And so, it's just, it's you can't see it. Not really. You can't see, it's like you're an actor in a TV show, and you can't see the audience watching. But the audience is watching is kind of like your, what's behind the veil, like in the Wizard of Oz, but it's more like your control freaks that are there. You know, they're just going to keep doing this, and yes, push your buttons, and well, they've earned that position. Doesn't mean they're of the most positive frequency. There are ones that are helping, but society here pulled on more to the dark side to warn from it. And you can see how vicious it is. And healing that ego is not easy. And there's a lot of jealous frequency here too. Like some people just come here just to be jealous of others and not really strong enough to do their own thing. But they do attack others to kind of sabotage them. The idea is to move around that frequency. It's all unseen. You can feel it, but energy attacks obviously are not the easiest. You're not seeing your enemy. So we'll just leave you with that. Blessings.